Why are your best people disengaged despite raises, perks, and those wonderful team lunches? Hey everyone, I'm Ann Bedford-Flood, founder of ProSource Staffing. For 28 years, I've helped leaders build teams that don't just show up, they stay. Most agencies that stop at filling a role, we partner with you to build the environment that retains them. Have you ever wondered why some employees are on fire every day while others check out by lunch? You're not alone. Today, I'm digging into the psychology behind employee engagement and motivation. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll walk away with practical ways to boost performance, morale, and retention without throwing more money at the problem. Motivation 101, intrinsic versus extrinsic. Let's start with the basics. Motivation, it comes in two flavors, intrinsic and extrinsic. And understanding the difference isn't just psychology jargon, it's a game changer for hiring managers. Extrinsic motivation, and this is the kind of motivation most workplaces are built around. It's driven by external rewards or consequences. People are motivated by things like a paycheck, bonuses for hitting sales targets, the promise of a promotion, sometimes it never comes, the fear of being written up or losing their job. These motivations work, especially in the short term. But here's the problem. Extrinsic motivation is fragile. As soon as the reward disappears, so does the motivation. Worse, if employees feel like the reward isn't worth the effort, they disengage completely. You get minimal effort or maximum reward expectations. Intrinsic motivation. Now, this is where real engagement begins. Intrinsic motivation is about doing the work because the work itself is the reward. It's the internal drive that makes someone take initiative because they care about the outcome, stay late, not because they were told to, but because they want to finish strong, solve problems because they love the challenge, not because there's a prize at the end. A great example, I once placed an operations lead who showed up early every day, even when no one was watching. Why? Because she took pride in running a smooth shift. That's intrinsic motivation. Why this matters for hiring managers? Well, here's the kicker. Extrinsic motivators create compliance. Intrinsic motivators create commitment. Compliance means they'll do the bare minimum to get the reward. Commitment means they'll go above and beyond because they truly care. So when you're interviewing or onboarding a new hire, don't just focus on the pay or the perks. Dig into what lights them up. Ask questions like, what kind of work are you most proud of? What's something you've done that no one asked you to do, but you wanted to do? What motivates you to do your best work? When you understand that, you're not just hiring a skill set, you're hiring a mindset. And that's where engagement really starts. Take 5 minutes today to ask your top performers, what makes this job satisfying for you? You might actually be surprised at the response you get. Start documenting these insights. You'll hire and retain better when you understand what drives your people. There are three pillars of intrinsic motivation. These come from self-determination theory. It is a proven framework used from Silicon Valley to global manufacturers around the world. Number one, autonomy. This is the freedom to own it. People don't want to be micromanaged. They want to control how they do their work. That doesn't mean no accountability, but it means room to make decisions, solve problems, and take the initiative. Here's an example. One of our food manufacturing clients gave their shipping team freedom to reorganize their space to improve their workflow. Management just asked, what would make this easier? Within weeks, productivity, it jumped 23%. Start small. Let new hires structure their day or lead their onboarding checklist. Even little bits of control build confidence and engagement. This matters because autonomy attracts high performers. Top talent doesn't want to be babysat, they want to own the outcome, not just follow the instructions. When candidates sense they'll have the freedom to think, solve, and lead, it makes your company far more appealing, especially to motivated, experienced professionals who thrive on impact. In today's talent market, offering autonomy isn't just a perk, it's a competitive edge. And number two is mastery, the drive to get better. We are hardwired to grow. When employees feel they're improving, it builds pride, ownership, and momentum. When they feel stuck, they disengage and they leave. Mastery can look like a stretched project, constructive feedback, regular coaching. And here's a tip for you. Ask, what skills are you excited to grow in this role? And build that into their plan. This matters because top candidates aren't just looking for a job, they're looking for growth. When you bake development opportunities into the hiring conversation, you signal that your company invests in its people. Mastery fuels long-term engagement. People stay where they feel challenged, supported, and proud of their progress. And in return, you get employees who are constantly leveling up, which lifts the entire team. Hiring for potential, mastery is the multiplier. And the third pillar is purpose. The why behind the work. This is the emotional fuel. People need to know their work matters, not just to the company, but to the customers, the coworkers, and even the community. If they think they're just boxing widgets, they'll check out. If they know they're feeding families, they'll show up with heart. Connect the dots during the onboarding, share real stories, and celebrate the impact. It matters in hiring because purpose turns a job into a mission. When candidates understand the deeper why behind the role, they feel connected before they even start. Purpose-driven hires bring more motivation, resilience, and pride to the work, especially in roles that can feel routine and overlooked. It's not just about what they do, but who they're doing it for. In hiring, clearly articulate purpose. This can be the difference between someone who clocks in and someone who leans in. When you build a culture around these three pillars, motivation becomes natural, not forced. When people have autonomy to choose how they work, mastery to keep growing, purpose to know why it matters, you're not just managing a team, you're leading one. Ask yourself, where can I give more ownership? How can I challenge them without overwhelming them? Have I clearly shown them the value of what they do? When you build a culture around these three pillars, motivation becomes natural. Emotional drivers of engagement. Let's not forget the emotional side of work. Two underrated yet powerful motivators. Psychological safety. People need to feel safe to speak up, take risks, and admit their mistakes. Without it, you get silence in meetings, blame shifting, fear-based compliance. With it, you unlock collaboration and resilience. Ask your team, what's one thing you would change about how we work? When's the last time you disagreed with me and felt okay saying it? Positive emotions, feeling seen, valued, and connected really boost energy, creativity, and heart. How to cultivate emotional currency? Start meetings with a shout out. Give specific praise. Make space for input and act on it. These moments signal you matter here, and that is very important. The data doesn't lie. Studies from Harvard, Google, and Gallup show teams with high trust and emotional connection, well, they're more creative, they're loyal, they're productive, they are resilient, and these are important. Prioritize emotional well-being improves business outcomes. Final thoughts for hiring managers. You can't motivate someone into peak performance if they're walking on eggshells. You can't expect creativity in a culture of fear, but you can build engagement day by day by showing your team it's okay to fail. It's encouraged to speak up. It's celebrated to grow. These are the emotional investments that pay compounded interest in loyalty, effort, and innovation. When was the last time someone brought you a tough problem without fear? If you can't remember, it's time to create that space. Hold a non-judgment listening session this month. Encourage open, honest dialogue. If you are tired of the hire, fire, repeat cycle, let's change that. Book a free consultation below and let's build a team that stays. If you have found this video helpful, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.